No bingo freebies. Dude, no anime, no interception. Come on. I could have gotten the bingo here. Okay, let's see. Rosanna, chic, ocean. Assault rifle, wind, but it's support. Okay. That's AoE, and then whatever unique. Chic ocean is a supporter. Nikke, who enhances her allies' attack every time she destroys enemy parts. That's Modernia? Modernia slash train? Wait, does she have to be the one to destroy it? Not only does she support her allies in quickly destroying by the enemy's parts. Well, what if she didn't attack that? Like, would she still... Does she have to be the one to destroy it? Is this a Summer Neon repeat? It might be. Chat, you do realize why parts damage is useless, right? Because once the parts are destroyed... Actually, wait, that kind of solves the problem. So if you destroy the parts, then you get attack buff once the parts are destroyed. Because the whole reason is like, once the parts are destroyed, you don't have any more attack boost. So then having an attack buff after would make it so that it's actually useful. But the question is how much? Because if the amount is not much, then it's actually kind of useless. Yeah, so it has to be a lot.
What do you think? Do you like this swimsuit? Let's make quick work of this and head back, everyone.
Like, it has to be a lot. Yeah, I love how the demo is on like the shooting range without like
What do you say we cool off?
Would you care to come inside? The sun is rather scorching out there.
Okay, let's see. Wind, another wind. Wait, is the solar raid gonna be wind? Oh god, time to update my Scarlet Black Shadow. Oh my god. Oh, time to start upgrading our Scarlet Black Shadow. Alright, let's see. Wait, is that a cooldown? Okay, there's arrow to the right, not like upwards. So what does that mean? No, it's different though for the extension. No, this is offensive. I don't know. Wait, that icon is different. It's upwards. Is the icon connected? I mean, to be fair, it would say it. To be fair, they would say it if it's and also it's burst 3. I don't think burst 3 would... It's probably an extension. Because burst 3, right? Like, there's no... Because burst 3 is either full burst extension or full burst reduction, but not cooldown reduction. There's no burst 3 ever that's cooldown reduction, and I feel like they would notice, they would mention it here if it's so. Soda Bunny has it? No, the Soda Bunny... the icon is different. It's a timer. Look, it's a stopwatch that's increased. This is just a timer, or this is like a... you see how different it is? But then, yeah, I mean, the only thing I could think of is, yeah, to be fair, it's either that. I know D has burst extension also. No. Sakura is an attacker Nikke whose attack grows stronger every time she destroys the enemy parts. She can sustain more powerful attacks according to the number of parts destroyed. Yeah, it's all parts related and wind related. And in the wind meta, I mean, to be fair, D, the regular D is also wind related and parts related. So take a look at this, right? Yeah, regular D has parts also. Damage increase, and it is buffed to all attacker allies. So maybe there's like some synergy between D and maybe Sakura, maybe together. Damage the parts. But I don't know. It's like, it's weird. But maybe the burst extension might make some sense. Yeah, historically, parts damage has not really that been beneficial. It's only beneficial if your team has weak damage. So like, the Dorothy with parts damage was useful for a while, and that's because this damage to parts was useful because but that's because you're using Scarlet and Summer Anise, and they had kind of comparatively to the more recent units, right? Like their DPS is not as good, and when the enemy is like further away, their efficiency is less compared. So like that was useful, but historically parts damage is just not really that great. That's why Summer Neon hasn't been performing well, because if you have enough attack, just enough attack is more than enough. This damage to parts is like not enough to make it worth bursting. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know about the parts these units, the parts increase for these units. Yeah, and assault rifle, that's another debuff too. Assault rifle just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about their skill, but like assault rifle just doesn't perform. Even like, yeah, 2B doesn't really perform, like her basic attacks doesn't perform that well. Even Scarlet now, like back then Scarlet was good, but then like if you compare Scarlet to now, also she doesn't perform well either. The only really relevant assault rifle, Dorothy because of her cooldown reduction, Snow White because, well, lo and behold, she's not really doing assault rifle things, she's doing sniper rifle things. It's too niche, yeah. Like their skills are too niche, and I feel like this is probably gonna be like people that are gonna be doing solo raid. Also keep in mind, right, like majority of the players would probably primarily care about just general like power up without necessarily having parts. And what units have parts? Pretty much just bosses, and not everyone like would like, and there's no parts in PvP either. So these units are not PvP, and these units are not like good for campaign. So it's literally ace for solo raid. And I don't know, like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be pool, you know, it's gonna be up to you guys, but for summer enjoyment. But if we're talking about, are they gonna be meta, you know, you're not even gonna replace your, I don't see ourselves like replacing campaign teams and PvP teams with these units. I think we have to wait for part 2. That's pretty much it. I think we'll just have to wait for part 2 on summer. Maybe they introduce new bots with lots of parts regen, which is fine. You know, one of the issues with rocket launchers, why they're not really that great meta-wise, is because there's not many parts that they can take advantage of. If the parts can constantly respawn, Land Eater, right? So you have Land Eater, you have Train, and then you have Modernia. They constantly respawn parts. I could see maybe Land Eater that's actually Earth and weak against Wind. They could totally do that. It's not like it's gonna be bad. Yeah, either that or really part 2 is summer. We just have to wait for the better ones. These ones doesn't feel great to me. Like just damage increase when parts are destroyed doesn't seem very great, just like in general use. They're probably gonna be good for like solo raid when boss is weak to wind, and then there's parts. Actually, maybe Rosanna could see some use actually, mainly because she will buff. She's a supporter. So I could totally see Rosanna.
What do you say we cool off? Quick work of this and
Yeah, I could see Rosanna because she's a support and burst too. And depending on how much attack she buffs, then it might be worth Since typically burst twos are good positions for, that's your position for supporting units. So I can see a more use for Rosanna, just for more parts using. But a DPS though for Sakura, this one is gonna be the iffy one, right? Because she's an attacker that's grows stronger every time she destroys enemy parts. I don't know how that's gonna be great. And it has to have like ridiculous attack scaling, because if it's assault rifle, you have to get into the level of like Scarlet. We're looking at Scarlet, who has a constant 100% attack buff, right? Scarlet's attack is actually scaled higher, 27% attack damage. And then you look at, say, a standard assault rifle, so like Privity is 13%, Young Snow White is 13.65%, Rupee 13.65. So you can see how Scarlet, not only does she have like a high attack multiplier, she also, on the base weapon attack, she also has high attack buff, which can get up to 115%. So this is a very tall thing that she has to surpass for Scarlet. So not only that her weapon has to be like a high multiplier, she also needs like high attack buff from here. This one is the interesting thing. See, that's another thing here. It emphasizes that you have to constantly destroy parts. I don't know how that's gonna be good, unless it's like you destroy parts and then that's gonna be a permanent buff. If the boss doesn't constantly respawn parts, then the question is how long can we keep that uptime on the buff? Yeah, this has so much restriction. I am kind of hesitant on this. It feels like it might end up being like a summer neon situation. Yeah, it's kind of iffy right now. There's a lot of restriction on on using them. Wouldn't it make much more sense if she's rocket launcher instead of AR? Right? If you want parts damage, it would make sense for rocket launcher too. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know why. I'll be honest with you. Why assault rifle? Right now, assault rifle have very low redeeming. If their multiplier is gonna be the same as, yeah, if it's worse than Scarlet, right? They need to make it up somehow from the skills. So I don't know. What are they trying to cook here? Yeah, assault rifle just doesn't perform really well right now. So the only thing I could think of is like, maybe they're gonna plan to release like other supports that would actually help assault rifle. Maybe attack speed increase assault rifle. Oh, I don't know, but who knows? You just need number. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they did with Tubi. They kind of readjusted. See, Tubi has a low attack multiplier, and that's because it synergizes with like, she ends up having like a ridiculously high attack like buff percentage because of her skill 2 that converts her part of her HP into attack. And so that's why she has like a ridiculously low weapon multiplier, 5.99 compared to 27% on Scarlet and like 13% on the standard assault rifle. So it's gonna depend on how they plan to kind of balance it out. Obviously they're gonna balance it out, but I think like if you're doing with parts damage though, I think it's probably better to be a rocket launcher rather than an assault rifle, unless she gets a pierce, which kind of like is Dorothy, to somewhat, alleviate a little bit of that, because Dorothy will end up doing bonus damage from the parts and the main body because she does get pierce effect. Until we see the numbers, this looks like another tetra bloat. Oh my god, you're right, they're both tetra. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, they're both tetra. There's too many tetras, bro. You want to see the difference right now on my rankings on manufacturer? Elysian 78k, Missilis 74k, Pilgrim 52k, Tetra 125k. Mustang works hard. Why do they keep booting out Tetra. Yeah, what the heck is their problem? Where's our Elysian?